importance of seatbelts and safety equipment. In October 2012, a 15-year-old was killed in a vehicle crash. He was not wearing his seatbelt and had been drinking, and was with a family friend that was driving in excess over 100 miles an hour. The driver survived because he had on his seatbelt. The teen died at the scene. The teen's name was Alan Dixon, and he was like my little brother. Motor vehicle crashes are a leading cause of death among those aged 1 through 54 in the United States. More than 2 million adult drivers and passengers were treated in emergency departments as a result of being injured in a motor vehicle crash in 2012. Adult seatbelt use is the most effective way to save lives and reduce injuries and crashes, yet millions of adults do not wear their seatbelts on every trip. What is the impact of seatbelt use? Seatbelts reduce serious crash-related injuries and death by over half. Airbags provide added protection, but are not sustainable as seatbelts are. Airbags plus seatbelts provide the greatest protection for adults. Who is least likely to wear a seatbelt? Of teens ages 13 to 20 years of age that died in crashes in 2012, approximately 55% of them were not wearing a seatbelt at the time of the crash. Adults ages 18 to 34 are less likely to wear seatbelts than adults older than 35. Men are 10% less likely to wear seatbelts than women. Adults who live in rural areas are 10% less likely to wear seatbelts than adults who live in urban areas or suburban areas. Seatbelt use is lower in states with secondary enforcement seatbelt laws or no seatbelt laws compared to states with primary enforcement laws. Rear seat motor vehicle passengers are less likely than front seat passengers to wear seatbelts, making them more likely to injure themselves and other passengers in a crash. What parents and caregivers can do? They can use a seatbelt on every trip, no matter how short. This sets a good example. Make sure children are properly buckled in a car seat, booster seat, or seatbelt, whichever is appropriate for their age, height, and weight. Have all children 12 and under sit properly buckled in the back seat. Remember to never place a rear-facing child seat in front of an airbag. Properly buckle children in the middle back seat when possible, because it is the safest spot in the vehicle. Motor vehicle crashes are the #1 cause of death for children and young adults aged 5 to 24, and the second cause of death for adults 25 and older, and for toddlers. According to the Center for Disease Control, crashes are also the #1 cause for workplace fatalities. Overwhelmingly, these deaths are preventable, and you can help change these statistics. The National Safety Council has a message for every driver. Slow down, stop using your phone while driving, make good choices, buckle up, and watch out for children. It will save lives. And remember, you're setting an example for your own kids. Motorcycles and ATVs. Motorcycles are less stable and less visible than cars, and often have high performance capabilities. When motorcycles crash, their riders lack the protection of an enclosed vehicle, so they're more likely to be injured or killed. The federal government estimates that per mile traveled in 2013, the number of deaths on motorcycles was over 26 times the number in cars. Because serious head injuries is common among fatally injured motorcyclists, helmet use is important. Helmets are about 37% effective in preventing motorcycle deaths, and about 67% effective in preventing brain injuries. Yet only 19 states and the District of Columbia mandate helmet use by all riders. All-terrain vehicles are not designed for on-highway use, but in recent years, more than 300 riders died in crashes on public roads. The following facts are based on analysis from data of the United States Department of Transportation Fatality Analyst Reporting Systems. No one wakes up thinking they will lose a loved one in a car crash that day, but every day, about 100 people die in crashes, and more than 1,000 suffer life-changing injuries. Please remember to wear your seatbelt and safety gear. Don't become a statistic. Now I'm going to move into properly how to buckle in a child. My child's 4 years of age. What you're going to do is you're going to place this with the back of the child's seat firmly up against the back of the seat. You're going to have the seatbelt. It's going to come through. You have a support device for the seatbelt to keep the seatbelt wear off the child's neck. You're going to come around under the arm, and it's then gonna place into its own buckle. All right, this is a self-staining car seat. All right, go sit down, baby. Thank you. Now I'm gonna properly show you how to use safety equipment for a motorcycle. If you're in the military, a helmet is not an option. He has a full face helmet. He also has a chin strap that holds it securely on his head. A safety belt, that way he is always seen. He's going to have gloves that will protect him from objects that may fly up and hit him and cause him to lose control of his bike. Also, if you'll notice, he has on long sleeves, long trousers, and boots. This is all a protective must when you're riding a motorcycle. Do I have any questions, comments, or concerns? Thank you. Have a good day.